What's happening, troopers? It is the 501st Contractor here, and yes, we have made it. Episode 50 live. We are here. It's me, Will. I'm joined by my co-host,
Rory. How are you all doing, guys? As we worked a lot hard to get this all sorted for everyone, and you can see on the screen we've got some guests, so we'll let these introduce themselves. So, who wants to go first? Take it away.
Ladies first.
Fine. I'm Emily. I'm from the UK. I am a cosplayer. I do lots of art, and everything Star Wars is my jam. That's pretty much it. Who's next?
Go, Jonah.
I'll go first. So my name is Jonah. I am from Northern Ireland. I mostly do TikToks really about Star Wars. I'm getting into cosplay more and more. And same as Emily, anything Star Wars is just my jam.
Cam.
Well, I'll take this one.
Yeah, go.
You can call me RFB. I'm a rural farm boy. I'm a podcast listener from Western Pennsylvania that shares everything that I listen to and hopes to get other folks to hear the good stuff I hear.
Then I'm a Clone Trooper Cam. I help build rockets by day. I love all things Star Wars, and sometimes I dress up in Clone Trooper armor and make mediocre TikToks.
I think your TikToks are better than mediocre.
Yeah, I was gonna say way better than mediocre.
Yeah, they're right. I'm my own worst critic.
So yeah, guys, thank you for coming on and joining us today. This is a big one for me and Rory, and we're just glad to have you all here, so we can just
Congrats,
chat Star
by the
Wars. Thank you, Emily.
Yeah, like Will said, we appreciate you joining us because it takes a lot of time to get into a podcast, like especially we can't have to plan it quite well. So thank you for taking the time on a lovely Sunday evening/morning to everyone.
Always happy to help support.
Yes. So I'm going to put this one out first to Jonah and Emily because obviously you guys are coming celebration as well. So have you bought any opportunity like photo ops or autographs yet?
Yes.
Not yet. I'm saving until the end of this month to see how the whole money thing pays out, and then if I'm gonna be seeing anybody, it will be Ashley Eckstein, who voices Soga, obviously, because that is just something I feel like she's not going to come back to the UK anytime soon. So I feel like it's an opportunity I don't want to miss. But the prices just they took me by surprise. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was sort of hoping everybody would have been maybe more around the £100 mark, and some people maybe slightly lower. And there's very few of that, especially when you add on hidden fees and stuff at the end and taxes and everything else. So it was more expensive than I thought it was going to be. But if I have the money, I will be seeing Ashley. Fingers crossed.
Nice.
Fingers crossed for you. Ahsoka's your favorite, isn't she? So
Ahsoka's my favorite.
yeah, there we go. I have booked. Well, I let my partner pick one, and then I picked one to make it fair. So my partner picked Mads Mikkelsen because he loves him. It's his favorite actor ever. And then I picked to do. I'm actually sharing it with a friend of mine. We are doing the Clone Wars 50th anniversary. 50th, jeez, 15th. 15th anniversary with Ashley, D. Bradley Baker, James Arnold Taylor, and Matt. So yeah.
I just seen that one the other day when I was looking at prices, because that one is almost the same price as Ashley for a single photo.
I actually swapped my Ashley for that one because it was not
It's
that
actually
I
a
didn't
bargain,
really-
really, isn't it?
I didn't realize that at all, so I think that could be the one I would go for too. Though I feel bad, I think it might be fangirl over Ashley and towards the other guys and start crying and then feel bad. But I can't believe it's the same price as Ashley is just for one photo. So I think I might be joining you on that one.
Yeah, do it.
Well, now we got to ask because I'm putting the pressure on there. Rory, come on.
Oh,
yeah,
there we
Rory.
Come on. We've been waiting. I'm still waiting to find out who you're seeing.
Again, like it's like Jonah. I'm doing the same thing as Jonah. Like I'm waiting to this money. I've had a lot of it's, but there's a couple I'm definitely eyeing up, and I think I might have to be petty and get another Hayden one. So I've got one up, and you will So I have 2 Hayden.
No.
The Clone Wars one is very appealing because it's actually quite a decent price for all 4 of them. Then they're all separate. I think my missus wants an Ewok, so we have to go get Warwick. And I think she dressed up as an Ewok with to meet him, but whether she does it. Yeah, I'm still indecisive as 2 weeks ago. I'm still thinking.
They'll
I'll probably
sell out by the time you decide.
Yeah, exactly. I'll have to settle for like the random ones, like the last minute ones.
Yak face.
Yeah,
or,
but like
or a certain Jedi.
nah, I even if that was the last person there, I ain't getting him signed. I'm sorry.
So at the minute I have 2. I've got a photo with Hayden. I mean, I had to. I wasn't going to miss that opportunity, you know. And I've got a joint photo with Ewan as well, with my friend Zoe. So yeah, I get to see Ewan and Hayden, which would be quite nice. I'm really tempted with Rorik Davis though, because of how much cheaper he is compared to like everyone else. Like without hidden fees, he's 75 quid for Warwick. So I was like, wow, why is he so much more cheaper than the rest of some of these actors? Like, no offense to Billy D. Williams, but he's like 260 without,
269. That's for a photo, I think.
and that's without hidden fees. So you're probably looking at like 280 for that. And I was a bit like, no, it's a little bit pushing it for me.
The thing is, because it's that Star Wars Celebration, they've added up the prices. Because obviously, with Hayden, if he went to an MCM Comic Con in England, he cost 150, I think it was. So there's a massive difference. Because it's Celebration, that's the problem. But
yeah,
well,
So
this puts me to wonder because me and Cam are going to be landlocked at home watching the stream in the hopes they're going to put something up good to watch and not boot us like they did last year. But you foregoing, I'm understanding there's a really big shindig going on outside of Celebration called Cantina 2. Anybody going?
Oh,
I didn't get tickets. They sold out for the first day, I think,
Oh,
didn't they? Yeah,
Because-
I didn't even know about this. What's this?
oh, you're
Yeah.
going to definitely want to look this up. I've already heard it over the past month on quite a few shows. There's been a couple live streams that they've got some. There's a whole list of actors that are going to be there that you're just going to be able to get to sit and chit chat with. They've got Paul Blake that did the original Greedo. Julian Glover is going to be there. You got to look it up and see.
I might have to break in.
Oh,
It's the only way to get in, I think.
Greg Robertson has a stage name. Anybody know who I'm talking about?
I know there's I know for the second one there's a Darth Elvis.
Yes. It's going to be his last live
Oh, that's the one.
performance.
Oh, awesome.
He's hanging it up on top of the band. Ash is part of who's putting this together. They're going to play. Yeah.
Get out of here.
If you have not looked up, I've been in live chats with them on a few different times. You're going to also have chances to meet the Star Wars Sussens boys are also doing a thing that's got quite a few folks going to. You're going to get to meet some folks. Anybody watch Star Wars Meg? Don't know who Meg is? She's a big time YouTuber. She puts out short little 10-minute videos every day. So if you haven't seen her, look her up. She's a sweet girl. She was invited on stage to play with Ash. So, yeah, I like I said, longtime listener. I've got friends all over the place. I got a crap ton of UK pod friends. Maddie and Luke, the Sessions boys. Yep, I'm a longtime listener of theirs.
See, I'd be there for if I could go. I'd go to see the band Ash because they. I mean, I found them through their song "Clones" for Republic Commando, but then I found out more about the band. And when they used to have Charlotte Hatherley in there, she was like the first like celebrity crush that I had.
They were
So
spinning
I'd-
some wild stories. They got to be on set when the Phantom Menace was being filmed. You want to hear some wild stories? Look up a YouTuber by the name of Star Wars Santa. I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago. He had the whole crew. He had Zuvium on with them. The bass player for Ash. They were spinning some wild tales.
So,
So
Cam,
if-
if you were going, who would
Yeah.
you want to meet in terms of like actors and?
I think. I mean, I'm biased because I love clones, so D. Bradley Baker would for sure be one of them. But honestly,
yeah.
Warwick Davis would be a second, just because of his role in Willow. And so, like with Elora Danan, that's how my wife Elora, she got her name from that movie. So I'd love to,
Oh,
meet
wow.
someone from that series as well. So I think D. Bradley Baker and Warwick Davis for sure would be my picks.
I'm still thinking of getting an autograph from D. Bradley Baker because
Is there anyone that's not current at the minute you would like to be there? Like anyone in the Star Wars?
I know
Yeah.
somebody that was not invited that should have been is Paul Sun-Hung Lee. Somebody asked him not too long ago, and they said he hadn't been invited. And I'm like, how would you not invite Carson Teva? He needs to go there.
if people that I would want there, obviously Mark Hamill.
I was just thinking the same. I was surprised Mark hadn't made an appearance yet. It'd be unfortunate if he doesn't make it.
Yeah, like you can even argue Harrison Ford is not going to like has he not been asked, or because if it's like the anniversary of the Return of the Jedi, you would have thought them two names would be the first ones on the list. But
Well, I have noticed, I don't know if you guys have picked it up, but I feel like there's also going to be a couple of people there that you can't beat. Like when I was last week, when I was talking about the panels that they've announced, they've got an Andor panel and Diego Luna's there, but he's not announced as a guest. He's not, is he? I don't think he is.
not that I know of.
I don't think so. No, I don't think he's got photo opportunities or anything.
Yeah,
No.
so obviously, he's going to be there, but obviously you can't meet him. Obviously, for me, the must-go panel, I know, Jonah, you're going to be there. It's got to be the Ahsoka show panel.
I'm sweating thinking about it. I'm just so nervous. I don't know how it's going to go. I heard last year the way it was done in terms of celebration was through lottery. And so basically you just had to apply. And if you were lucky enough, you got a ticket and then you got. And so many people just didn't get to so many panels they wanted to go to. So people have complained about it a lot. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they change it and it's somehow a better system this year. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to just going and sitting outside for hours. Like, I would do it. So, like, I don't know how they're going to do it, but my word, I need to get into that because they're definitely going to show the first trailer. Like, Rosario's going to be there. They're going to show Sabine and Ezra and Thrawn and everything in this trailer, and it's going to be explosive. And I just have to be there. Like, oh, I have to be in there.
I will also advise you for this as you're making your way through the 4 days, because like I said, I learned different things by listening to stuff over a long time. Keep a clear eye when you're just out and about regular, because you may have a chance to cross paths with somebody that instead of standing in line. I have a retired UK podcaster that I called my little brother, that went to Celebration in 2016 and crossed paths with Gareth Edwards and got to have a short chit chat with him. So be aware of who's around you as you're making your way around. You might get to cross paths with somebody that you ain't got to stand in line or even pay money for. So be aware of who's around you them 4 days. You might get to find somebody you're not expecting and be very surprised by.
Cam, would you go to one of these? I know they're normally in America, but is this one that is Star Wars Celebration something you definitely are considering going to at some point?
Oh yeah, absolutely. If the time is appropriate, for sure. I mean, if it's somewhere, I would say in the western half of the U.S., I could probably go. taking my armor. The question is like whether I'd want to go on my armor or not, because I would not trust anyone to handle that on an airplane at all. So like wherever it is, I would have to drive. No, absolutely. It's just, money and timing and location is a place, but I absolutely know that it'll get close enough someday, and I'm gonna go for sure.
Last year was in Anaheim.
Yeah, money is one of those issues too, unfortunately.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the big one.
I mean,
I think that's
if
a
you want, you
problem
can
for
always sell
everyone.
your cosplay, and then that's your money for celebration.
I don't know. That's because I'd want to I've got to have both. Like, yeah, no, I couldn't sell the armor. I couldn't sell the armor. I don't know. Maybe my kid on a bad day when he's being evil, but not the armor.
I'm jelly. I'm jelly. Someday I'll have my armor back because I'm former 501st. I was a TK
What did you
and a
I was a
biker scout.
stormtrooper?
I'll get TK armor. I just got to save it up. I had it once, was rudely parted ways with. That's a sad story for a different time, but yes, definitely Imperial supporter.
So
I got the cog inked right here. I will be Imperial till the day I die.
So Jonah, Emily, any of you two going to be entering in the like amateur/professional cosplay competition?
I don't think there's too much pressure. I'm already stressed enough as it is, and the stuff I'm going in, like I've chosen. I still don't know exactly what. I have my cosplays that I've got 3 that I'm going to be taking with me. I'm still not sure what days I'm going to actually wear them on. It all depends on the weather too, and I've chosen ones that are basically all Jedi inspired to a degree. So they're all cloth based. There's no real armor or anything because I didn't want that hassle of stressing about helmets. Just like you were saying, Cam, about transportation on airplanes and everything else, like it just adds extra stress. So I'm cosplaying on the easier side of things, but I still haven't even planned out because it's just all that alone is just so stressful. I don't know what to do.
What about you, Emily? Someone's just commented saying Emily should enter. So
Yeah, it's my brother.
a little bit biased, but
Yeah,
clearly
this
got a
is
fan.
is also, just so you know, this is his studio that I'm using. So he's like, you owe me, so you better enter. No, I've only been cosplaying two years now. This is my 2nd year. And I've never entered a cosplay competition. So if I was to do one, I'd probably do one at the London Comic Con first, ease myself into it. So I think going full on Star Wars Celebration cosplay stuff is a bit much.
Fair enough. Now, in terms of merchandise, what do you think we're gonna get? Because I don't know if any of you guys saw recently, but they announced like 3 pin sets, like 30 quid. I was a little bit like, that's a little bit too much for me for like a pin set. So is there anything there that you are like, I really want to get, or I have to buy?
Because I'm traveling on a plane, I'm going to be, I have to get the flight over, and my bag is already going to be stuffed full with the cosplays and everything else that I'm wearing. I'm probably not going to have that much room, but anything that I will buy, I'm going to definitely keep my eye on, just like Celebration Pacific stuff. So if it is, like a Celebration t-shirt, mugs, anything that has that sort of labeled on it rather than just generic, Star Wars merchandise, like maybe like, lightsabers or action figures or something like that. I'm going to try and keep it just as like something souvenir and something that you couldn't get outside of the convention is basically what I'm looking for. But I always love older action figures and stuff are from, like Revenge of the Sith days and all that sort of stuff. So if there's any good like vintager vendors that are selling really well packaged action figures, I might have to cave and buy a few of them. But I'm definitely excited, and I've been saving up for the merchandise for months because I'm a stupid spender when it's evidently.
I don't think there's anything in particular that I'm looking. I mean, I spent all my money already, so
Literally.
there's something spare. So
I think for me, the temptation is I'm getting paid just before I go to Celebration.
Ooh.
So then it's like I've got all that available. It's like, should I get that? Nah, I can't.
So what you're saying, Will? If me, Joan, and Emily need some money, You can buy it here, yeah.
Drinks are on you.
Oh, right. Okay. I'll see you in that cantina bar then, guys. Any other of the panels that you're looking forward to, apart from obviously Ahsoka being the main one?
There's the Clone Wars one. Oh, sorry, Emily. There was the Clone Wars one that I'm looking forward to. The reason I actually didn't look too much into the panels because I've heard so many horror stories of last year of how many people didn't get to go to the panels that they wanted to go to. So I just have laser focus on Ahsoka, and it's the only one I'm really nervous about. Obviously the Andor one, the Jedi one, everything. So there's really great ones. I'd love to go to the Visions one as well. I really have a soft spot in my heart for Star Wars Visions. I love the art and everything behind that, so I'd love to be able to hear more about Visions as well. But there wasn't too many panels announced. I hear there's going to be more announced, but I just have laser vision on Ahsoka because I don't want to get my hopes up for saying, oh, I'm going to go to all these different panels and then like literally get to go to none of them. So I'm just trying to pick one, which is Ahsoka, and just dive first in and do everything I can to go to that particular one. But they'll all be amazing. And if I don't get into Ahsoka, I'll be trying to get into any other ones that I can, because from what I hear alone, just the energy is just like electrifying in any Star Wars panel that they do anything. And there will be casual ones where it's just about Lucasfilm, and maybe they'll announce there's loads of talk about them announcing this new film that's going to premiere in 2025 in December time. So there might be some announcements about that. So getting into something like that would be amazing too. But there's too many to choose from. That's the problem. You wish you could go to everyone, but that's just not plausible. So I just have to pick and choose.
I feel like for the Ahsoka one,
I think I'll just settle with the.
I think Jonah's gonna just have like so many different emails. If it turns up, it's like enter your email for a chance to go to Ahsoka.
I will be bribing every single one of you, and I'll be like, enter on my behalf. I will pay you money. Don't you worry.
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting to hear what they announce from Ahsoka and what they're gonna tell. So I could see if it matches up from some of the things that I've heard, because I follow spoilers. I already know what some of the things coming. I just don't share what I learn. If you want to know, I'll tell you where to go look.
Yeah.
You make the choice to go through that door. I've heard some things about Ahsoka and the Acolyte. Yeah, I even know some of the things coming up in Mando. You hold on to your handrails, boys and girls, because it's going to get nuts.
I have heard lots of things too, and I feel like recently the influx of spoilers and availability of this information has been crazy. Like, it's been floating about like madness. I don't know if Lucasfilm is doing this on purpose to sort of rile the reactions back up again and trying to get everybody excited for what's to come, because I think after everything that's happened, there's been a definite lull within Star Wars in terms of the hype around films and everything. So I don't know if they're doing it on purpose, because like yourself, like I've seen spoilers everywhere for everything. Every single show there's been. Now, whether or not they're all credible or not is a different situation. You're not sure, but
that depends on where you're going, because there's a really good one over in UK with you folks called Bespin Bulletin.
Yes. Yep.
Yes. Listen to Bespin, and he's friends with another really big one that I'm also a supporter with that does live chats, is Making Star Wars, Jason Ward.
Yeah,
them two are 80 to 90% on point with what they get, because what they get comes out of Lucasfilm. It's not
so much of the element happens over here.
Yeah, Making Star Wars does live chats, and he's already dropped some stuff over the past couple weeks, and I'm usually in the chat when he goes. They carry on with all kind of goofy shenanigans, but when they get serious, there's some really good news. Yeah, listen, if you're listening to Bespin and he's laying something down, you can count on it being dead on. He's really good. So, and also his podcast is really good too. Bespin's other bits.
So, Cam, what is your opinion on the new Mando series then at the minute?
I love it. It's been great so far. It is, my wife and I were talking about this last night, that it gives nods to so many little things that just aren't is talked about, like in the first episode, and there's no spoilers because it's out, when they're traveling in hyperspace and Grogu looks out the window and he sees the space whale. It's just like all those little things that they have a chance to put in, like they really know who they're catering to. I've been nothing but happy with it. And then, of course, the last episode, my wife and I were just, we're so excited. It's like, it's perfect for me. Perfect. I've got nothing bad to say about it.
Little Grogu. He's just so cute.
There is- I love Grogu, but like the baby in danger thing all the time, that like it makes it like low-key stressful for me, like all the time. It's just like nothing better happen to him, nothing better happen to him, like just the whole time. And it won't, but just that's like the one thing about watching that show is it's like, oh, he better be okay, he better be okay.
You say nothing's gonna happen, but we've got Dave Filoni in charge of the show.
Yeah.
Anything
I've
can
got
happen.
I'm
my
curious-
girlfriend's actually finished watching Mando season 2, and like the way she's texting me the whole way, like saying they've kidnapped Grogu, Grogu's lost. Moff Gideon better not do anything to Grogu. I mean it. I'm just there laughing, like, chill out. He's fine. He'll be okay.
I think
She's
there'll be a
obsessed with him.
revolt in the fans if something happened to Grogu.
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine? It'll get cancelled, wouldn't it? Like Bingo, like Family Guy when they killed off Brian, and they brought him back. That would be literally the Grogu all over.
I'm
I'm
excited
more
to see where they're going
concerned
to take
about
this
Omega
story.
than I am Grogu.
What was that, Jonah?
I'm worried about Omega more than I am Grogu. Because now the Empire knows about her and they're going to go looking.
You need to look after her, Hannah.
Yeah. So I'm kind of curious hearing some of the chatter I did. I put a Twitterverse poll up. Whenever Grogu jumped out of the cockpit and into Pelly's arms, he said something. And I put a poll out. Did he say her name like she claimed he did, or was it babble? What did Jins 5 hear?
I heard babble.
I heard babble.
I thought I heard Pelly, but that was just me. Just curious.
I thought he said Pele.
Just like folks were I also put another poll out asking when Din was taking the Creed and walking into the water, was he pulled down or did he fall? What did you see?
I read something that's saying like no one pulled him down. It was just that his armor and that was too heavy.
It was
You
a
can
very
clearly
big drop, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah, you could clearly see it just stopped and dropped. I think he fell, and the weight of the armor just took him down.
It's
I
like when
bet,
you step on a swimming pool, isn't it? And you miss a step, you go straight down, don't you?
Yeah, the poll that I finished, 90% of it, folks thought something dragged him down, and I'm like, the only thing down there was the Mythosaur, and it wasn't anywhere that we saw near the surface. So to me, I thought he fell.
I read a theory about the Bo-Katan and the Mythosaur.
Oh,
There's people saying that obviously Bo-Katan's not gonna tell Mando what she saw, and that she's gonna use the legend of the Mythosaur to. She's gonna forget about the Darksaber, but she's gonna tame the Mythosaur to rule Mandalore. What do you guys think of that?
I haven't heard anything on it. Yeah. And I'm pretty fearful of speculation because speculation leads to expectation, and some folks hold on to that too tight. Don't do that, because then folks are going to go run around claiming the storyteller didn't do what you wanted, but that's not how this works. Just go to it and let them tell your story, and go in with low expects. I see so many people getting sideways because we love this stuff so much that it doesn't go the way you think it's going to do. Don't let yourself down. It's their story to tell. Just let them tell you the story.
I think there's a part of me that agrees with you, Rory. I mean, like I brought it up in the last episode. When Din was recovering at the campsite, but Bo-Katan has left the Darksaber there for Din to pick up. She's given it back to him.
Mm-hmm.
So before they even go to the Living Waters, she's not, you would have thought she would have kept hold of it, or they'd have shot it where she was like looking at the saber when he's attaching it or that. But there was just no emotion or anything. So in my opinion, I agree in the fact, Rory, that she's given up with the Darksaber. She doesn't want anything to do with it. She will be fascinated with the Mythosaur, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know if she's going to try and use it to manipulate Mando. I hope not.
I hope they definitely run with her story though, and sort of showcase her a bit more. I always feel like people who aren't familiar with the Star Wars animation, which is obviously fine, it's a lot to watch, but I think, you know, like I watch it with my parents all the time, and like my dad's always like, well, she's not a Mandalorian, she's taking her helmet off, and I'm like, listen, her sister was the ruler of Mandalore. You know, just this is sort of embedded in people's heads of Bo-Katan has maybe just came into live action. People only really know her from season 2 of Mando. So I'm really happy that they're diving into her character more and explaining where she comes from and giving her that history and backstory, so that the more general audiences realize just how big of a player she actually is, especially in terms of her connection to Din, Mandalore, the Darksaber, and everything else. So, and I'm a big Bo-Katan lover, so if she was to reclaim Mandalore by riding the Mythosaur and taking it back, I would just be all for it. I'd be like, yes, work. I'd be obsessed.
Now I'm gonna bring it up because Cam, you're like you're our clone trooper here. What do you think of the latest Bad Batch episode and the new addition to the clones that we've sadly lost, which we've all fallen in love with way too
Right.
quickly?
The past two have been really, really good. For me, I think the past two episodes have kind of made up for what I believe has been, the series has kind of been a little bit slow this season, I feel like. And then within the past two episodes, it's really, really picked up. With the very, very last one with, you know, Crosshair and everything that happened at the end of that one, my wife and I were just like, yeah, that's right. Woo, that's what you do. And we were so happy how that ended. But the thing that I'm way more excited about to hopefully see is the episode with the commandos and the Zillo monster. It was confirmed that one of the commandos is Scorch from the Republic Commando game. And so seeing him, it's like, oh, are they going to send Delta Squad like after Omega? Like, I want to see Delta Squad somewhere in Star Wars again, because we got a glimpse of them for like 10 seconds in the Clone Wars series. So seeing Scorch again and knowing like, okay, that is Scorch, he's confirmed. You know, D. Bradley Baker did the voice for him. It's confirmed in the credits. So seeing that, like, I'm way more like, I'm super excited to see what comes from that. And if it's nothing, that's all right. You know, a little cameo is just as good. I'll be happy with that. But, you know, fingers crossed that we're going to see something from Delta Squad.
I hope so.
What did Emily? What did you think of the episode, and what did you think of Mayday?
I thought it was freaking awesome. It was just another clone to add to my list of favorite clones.
Yeah.
I've actually been binge watching them all though, because I was a bit behind. So then I went, I'm just going to wait a few weeks and then binge a load of them. So when you say like some were slow, I don't even remember because I just watched like 5 in a row.
Yeah, when you're waiting on the weekly basis, some of them are like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, so what happened?
I loved the episode with where Tech and Omega, like their relationship, and they started to understand each other a bit better once Echo had gone. That was so good.
That was a good one because like Tech they haven't really developed, like, I feel like you really know who Hunter is really well. Like they've given him like a lot of like, oh, you know who he is as a clone. But to have them kind of flesh out some more development between them to see the more human side of them rather than just the soldier, that's been really, really good.
I just want to see more Crosshair. I say it every episode. I need to see him constantly.
Well, I do know that the next episode is going to be Crosshair centric too. So hang on.
I'll take that.
Good.
I don't know what it all entails. I just know it's still kind of aimed at him.
Well, I mean, you know, I used my mystic powers and I got myself a lovely free meal for the first night of Star Wars Celebration, so I'm very happy.
You got a free
Yeah, so
meal?
Yes, I made a bet with Rory. I was like,
Oh,
Crosshair's going to be
remember.
in the next episode. And he was like, oh, I hope so. He's like, oh, what am I going to give you if he is? And I was like, well, if he's in the next episode, you can buy the first meal at Star Wars Celebration. He was like, yeah, right. 10 seconds in. Well,
It's all right. A nice meal deal would do nicely, wouldn't it, Will?
no,
A
I'm not settling for a meal deal for this. I want a nice takeaway.
Happy Meal will do then. But you get a toy with that.
Yay! No, yeah. I mean, Bad Batch. I was really disappointed with how it started. Like for me, it was just like it was all right, but then it was just slow, filler episode after filler episode after filler episode, and then it was like, okay, so we're releasing Mandalorian on the same day as Bad Batch. We're gonna give like the two best Bad Batch episodes of the season alongside the Mando to give it some competition, as which, you know, instead of everyone going, oh, just Mando is so much better this week, it's like, you know.
Someone's made a good point though. Where's Cody at? If
Yeah,
someone's
I
questioning
really
that.
want to see
Yeah.
what's going to happen with Cody, to be honest. I'm a bit nervous with everything that goes on with these shows, especially with Dave behind the wheel. You never know what he's going to do with your fan favorite characters, for flip's sake. So, but I was happy he sort of just disappeared, and it was what left very mysterious and ominous about what's going to happen to him. So there's definitely a story there. I just hope they're going to tell it and let us know.
Is there a possibility that you reckon he could die in this series?
Oh,
Yeah, for sure.
Why did you have to say that, man?
I like-
Please.
I like to make people sad. I can't help it.
Okay, well, so now that you said that, that's like the only way. That's the only way I could see his story going.
Yeah,
no.
I think so too.
He's gonna fall into Obi-Wan's arms and all will be fine. I promise.
I mean, I could very easily see him reuniting with Echo and Rex. I think that's where they're going to be going at some point.
And then
They
he
have to
dies.
be. And then he dies, yeah.
Yeah, it's looking good for Rex and Cody, and Cody's like he gets absolutely obliterated. R.I.P. Cody.
Yeah,
I
it
would
be
like to
good
see Rex and
him.
Cody again.
Mm-hmm. It'd be good to see him get like some sort of hopefully redemption, to be like, okay, you know, me trying to kill Obi-Wan was a big oopsie. What can I do to fix that? It'd be kind of nice to see, but who knows?
I mean, I hope nothing happens. Nothing too tragic. I mean, it will be tragic, but hopefully not too tragic.
So he's Breno's come back with another response which you might find interesting. He said, "I wouldn't be surprised that if everyone dies except Omega."
Very
Let's hope not.
That'd be just savage, wouldn't it? It would just be called the Omega.
I think
Yeah,
Omega's
but-
definitely becoming an important character much quicker than we all thought she maybe would, in terms of the whole cloning experimentation side of things that we're definitely seeing within Bad Batch. I think she's going to become definitely very important. I would be really surprised if they're going to kill everybody off, but it's one of these things I think that these sort of more prequel shows always sort of fall victim to, and the fact of, you know, we know a lot of the story of what happens afterwards, and we see rebels and stuff, and, you know, Rex isn't with the same group of people, so we're like, okay, evidently something's going to happen to these guys, and we sort of feel like it's going to go off in a different direction, which then leads us to stuff thinking that maybe going to die, which is, I would be surprised if it did, but I think that's the sort of hindrance sometimes these shows can have, because you already know the story that happens years later, so you know that something's bound to happen in some way, shape, or form, that everybody's not going to stay together for the entire time. But I'm excited to see where Omega goes.
See, that's the thing.
Right.
I think like if the way the Bad Batch is going so far, the biggest person to die would be Omega, because she's almost like brought them all close together as much as before they ever did. Before they were just like obviously clones, brothers, just doing the job. But obviously, I think Omega's brought out all their personality out. And if she happened to die, I think that would affect the whole Bad Batch.
Definitely.
I think that when obviously it was the Republic and everything, I think the glue was like being part of the Republic and fighting for a better future. But obviously once that had gone, I think Omega was then the new glue that held them together.
Now, has any of you got any interesting theories on what is going to happen to Crosshair after the end of the last episode?
He's gonna die. They're all gonna die. There you go.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I said to Rory in the last episode, I think they're going to be they're going to try and turn Crosshair into one of those like elite soldiers that Rex came across that was doing the assassination attempts, and that didn't have a number,
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
have a thing. I think they're going to be trying to turn Crosshair into one of these mindless, like sort of like clones, in my opinion. But
I wouldn't be surprised if he got the treatment of, a sort of martyr type arc where the Bad Batch are being held up by the Empire and he's still on the side of the Empire, and it turns out he takes the bullet for them, which allows them to escape, sort of storyline, and he sort of saves them at the very end and it allows them to escape, but except he gets killed because and allows their escape, something along those lines. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that was sort of in the pipework, because again, it's like, where does he go after this? He's an experienced sniper in the Empire, and you think maybe he becomes something a bit more, so you're thinking, well, maybe the road at the minute is death, but I wouldn't be surprised if he sacrifices himself for the Bad Batch, is my sort of theory.
I think I have a slight theory. So obviously they've got Crosshair at the same facility that they were talking about getting Omega. So he's going to be the bait to bring the Bad Batch back. But then my slight theory, this would be so upsetting, but is that maybe he'll be the bait, but he'll feel bad now because of everything that's happened, and Hunter will end up dying, and Crosshair will have to take the place of Hunter and look after everyone out of guilt.
All right, that is sad.
That would be deep, though.
So do you guys think that Crosshair is unhappy with the Empire, or was he just mad at Lieutenant Nolan?
I think at the Empire, because in my opinion, he's finally seen what the Empire really thinks of clones, with how the guy was just so dismissive of Mayday, being like, yeah, he served his purpose, we've got no use for him anymore. Like, this is what we think of all you clones, really. So I think that was almost like a realization for him, being like, no, I've had enough. Like, no more.
I thought Lieutenant was surprised they come back, because obviously at the end he was just thought he was getting all the boxes and crates, supply, everything. But I feel like he was surprised to see them actually return, so that's why he was like telling the troopers to move along, like get on with the work. He was going to deal with them, kind of like almost like deal with them himself. And
Yeah, I think he sent them on a suicide mission, basically. So he was like, they're not coming back now.
I will just do a point. We've had a comment from Chloe saying, I think we've experienced too much trauma. Heavy, 5s, 99, Mayday, etc. Don't think we can deal with any more, Mr. Filoni. I think I agree with that. Please, no more. But we're going to get more because it's Star Wars.
It's not just Dave. He's chatting with the folks that are putting these stories together. He has a little bit of input, but for the most part, it's more Brad Rao, Jennifer Corbett. Those are the folks putting these stories together. Dave helps in little bits because he's got all the other big things he's working on. He can't be everywhere all the time. But yeah, I got to agree with Will. Even as an Imperial and other friends of mine that are Imperial supporters, yeah, I would have put Nolan down so fast, just like Crosshair did.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, shall we have a little go at some of my quiz?
Bring it.
There's a quiz.
I have a couple
You didn't
of
study?
Four. I didn't do my homework. Oh no.
I wasn't very good at school, so I probably won't be good at this. I don't like quizzes.
No.
Unless I have a pint next to me, that's different.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So, it's either going to be like multiple choice or just an answer one. So the first one of you that I see, when it's just an answer one, to put the hand up, you get the first go at the question. But
I feel like I'm at school now. Raise your hand.
raise your hand if you know.
Pick
this
me, miss. Pick me.
Now, this one it's not too bad. It's okay, but let's see who gets it. So you ready?
I Let's do it.
Yeah.
In the Jedi Council chamber, who is the Jedi that sits to the left of Yoda?
And let's
Jonah.
do Yoda.
Kiari Monday?
Yes.
I was going to say
Ah,
the
see-
guy with the big head.
I knew it, and I think we were expecting me to say his name, and I was like, I'm staying out. Let's put my hand
I
straight
was gonna
down.
say, literally, but the only reason I would have got that, I literally watched Attack of the Clones 2 nights ago, and I just said it in my head. I just was thinking about him, and I was like, God, there he is. That's the only reason I got that.
Now, out of curiosity, did you all know that, or did any of you gonna?
I
guess
knew it
on
was
that
the
one?
guy with the big head. I couldn't remember his name.
I thought it was Windu
I
for a moment, but I was
knew
like, no, I
Butterfield
think
said his
Windu's on the
No,
right.
yeah, I think he's on the right. Yeah.
Yeah, so you got Yoda on Mace on the right, and then Kiadi on the left. All right, next one. At the end of Revenge of the Sith, what color is Anakin's starfighter?
At the end of Revenge of the Sith.
Jonah.
I bet you're throwing me off by saying the end. His is yellow, but
See.
So it's not yellow.
So no, it's not yellow.
Okay, I just
Sorry. So yeah, it's not yellow.
You just went so it was like, is it?
No, I didn't realize I was doing this.
I'm
Right,
just
so-
gonna guess because I don't even know, but I'm just gonna put it as a good guess for a Star Wars ship. Is it black?
No.
Oh.
is it red?
No. Oh,
Pink
Rory's got his
green.
hand up. Rory's got his hand up.
I'm just gonna throw it out. White.
No.
Just say random color.
So it's not yellow. It's not black. It's not white. We haven't said red, have we?
Jonah said red. It's not red.
No, it's not red
This-
either.
This is his Edda class era sprite, right?
Yeah. So at
Okay.
the end, when he goes and visits Padme and then
Yeah.
flies it to Revenge of the Sith, what color is it?
I don't know.
I didn't expect to actually throw someone off there. This is quite
Rainbow coloured.
No.
Like, I've watched this film so many times as well, and I always look at his ship.
Breno, it is not grey.
I'm just gonna guess every color now. Blue. I don't know.
It's not blue.
I'm looking at it with like anything in their background, just see a different color. Or...
Just go through the rainbow. Red, yellow, pink. It's definitely pink.
It's definitely pink.
Definitely pink. No, I think you're gonna have to tell us the answer.
Yeah, you have to
No
give us the
idea.
answer. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's green.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys can see that. It's actually green.
Was it green at the beginning of the movie when it's him and Obi-Wan?
No, that's
Flying to
yellow.
go
That's
save
why I
Chancellor?
said
Yeah.
the yellow color because it's yellow. But evidently
At the
people
start,
don't
it's
know.
like grey and yellow. And then when he goes to see Padme and he goes to Mustafar, it's like a white and green has replaced the yellow. So there you are. I generally didn't expect that one to be a topic, but I'll take that. Okay. A little bit of an easier one. What species is Ahsoka? Well, I saw RFB there first.
He's a big Ruda.
Yes. I mean, Jonah, you were pretty close. You were a couple
I
of
almost
seconds.
felt bad putting my hand up. I was like, I bet I should probably just let someone else get.
Okay. So, right, next one. In the Clone Wars series, what color do we see Slave One?
Slave
Oh.
one.
Yeah,
What?
when it's been what
Oh,
color
I know.
is
I know
Slave
too.
One in the Clone Wars episodes that we see it with like young Boba Fett?
Oh no.
and Bosk and that.
Oh, God.
Jonah,
Is it still in its navy color with the yellow stripe?
spot on. He's got it. Jonah's on fire
I
today.
got such bad memory, man.
Yeah, like if anyone watches this show, my memory is absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
So
Okay, let's go for some easier ones for you guys. What was Uncle Owen and Baru's job on Tatooine? Emily,
Do we need to be like actual specific?
I mean, if you give me an answer, I will say if I can accept it or not.
so in other words, yes.
They were agricultural farmers, weren't they?
I mean, technically, yes. I'll accept that. It was moisture farmers, but I'll take
Moisture.
that.
Moisture farmers.
Sassy Owen.
How many languages is C-3PO fluent in?
At which period in the saga?
Oh, he's throwing you off there.
Oh, I didn't expect that. Okay, when we first meet him in A New Hope.
Okay, there you go.
Cam?
Doesn't he say 1 million?
No. Farm boy?
6 million.
No.
Over 6 million.
No. Emily?
I thought I could be wrong. This could be my rubbish memory, but I swear he says that he's fluent in over 150 languages.
No, it's wrong.
No.
No, see, the reason I asked at what period, at what point, because in the sequel trilogy, he's gained another million.
Ah. So it definitely
So-
is million.
Chloe and Farm Boy, you guys are close. So you guys have both said 6 million forms of communication.
Over
But
6
he
million.
actually says more than 6 million. So I don't know who. Should I give you a point for that?
So you're gonna be harsh about that.
I don't
Just
know.
like
All right, I'll get you get the point. Right. What is the Wookiee's home world?
shake. Oh shit. Damn it.
Oh.
Jonah.
I got too
Yes.
excited.
You didn't put your hand up. I got the point.
Rory was just so on it. Okay. Who shot first?
Oh.
Rory.
Well, the thing is, there's two different sides, isn't there? Like, but I'm just gonna go Han.
Yes.
Then that makes it where there was no first. Han shot. Period.
Yeah, in the '97 special, they edited it to make it look that Greedo shot first, but he didn't. Han shot first. Well done.
Yeah, I got them right.
What was the name of the guy Obi-Wan met in the canteen in Attack of the Clones?
Oh,
His old
no.
friend. I don't need a full name, but I'll take a.
I'll default. Jonah, you take it.
Oh, Dex.
Dex. Well done. This is good. This. I like this. Just looking for these. Which species stole the Death Star plans in the camp?
So if we're talking about Return of the Jedi, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the Bothans.
Yes. Well done, Cam.
Which we still have yet to see what they look like. We still don't know what they look like.
I swear they were in the original Battlefront 2 game from like 2006. That they were a playable
2005,
rebellion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate him in that game.
They're the ones that go invisible, right?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why I don't like them. They're a pain. I have it booted up in the living room, but I've been over the past 7 or 8 months just been addicted to the original Battlefront. There's like 3 or 4 boards on there that I just have loved since I got that game. And I'll always take a couple rounds every day.
Right, I've got one more. What does AT-AT stand for?
Nobody going?
Cam?
I
Okay.
think it's like
trying.
alternate train, alternate transport.
So what's the final answer? What's your final answer?
It's like alternate train, alternate transport. I think. I can't remember if there's
No.
2 alternate words in there.
I'll take it.
Farm boy.
All terrain armored transport.
Yeah.
I'm Imperial. I know.
Oh yeah, and Chloe got it as well. All terrain armored transport. Well done, Chloe. So there you are. I thought a little bit of a quiz.
So I've got obviously not a quiz, but I've got 20 questions of would you rather Star Wars, and some of these are quite interesting.
Let's
So-
do it.
So the first one's just it's a simple one. Would you rather visit Tatooine or Coruscant?
Coruscant, easy.
Coruscant.
Miss M, what you got?
Coruscant, yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah,
Cal?
Coruscant.
Well, me be farm boy. I'm going Tatooine.
Yeah,
No big city.
represent.
The next one, I know Fanboy's answer already. I won't even have to finish the sentence for him to answer. Would you rather fly an X-wing or fly a TIE fighter?
X-wing.
X-Wing.
Yeah, I was also a TIE pilot. I
I'm
wish
gonna
I
go
was
TIE fighter.
able- I only have one photo of my time in the Legion. See if I can find it. Rip it up, Rory. What you got next?
So number 3, would you
Hang on,
rather
did you and
spend?
Cam answer? Did you guys answer?
Oh. Yeah, TIE fighter.
I TIE fighter too.
Oh.
I don't know why. I just feel like a TIE fighter would be fun. It's like a little ball with
yeah.
a wings inside
Betrayal!
of
The
it.
betrayal!
That surprised me,
I-
Jonah.
Traitor!
I drive it to steal it, okay? I want to steal it and pretend I'm doing it for a good cause. I'm going to take it back to the rebels so they can test it.
Rory, what was your answer?
TIE fighter. I just like to look at them.
Really only good guys here.
Yeah.
Okay, would you rather spend the day with Leia Organa or spend the day with Han Solo?
Leia.
Seconded.
I think Leia too. If I could definitely like Alderaan days, I'd love to go to Alderaan. So I would definitely maybe take Leia on Alderaan. But I think Leia in general, I think Han would be too chaotic. Either that or
Han's
just
ego
like
would get on my nerves.
yeah.
I think I'd go Han.
Yeah,
That'd be quite
I'd go with
fun.
it. Yeah, I want an
Han.
adventure. Han.
Yeah, I agree with that, Han. 100%. Okay, number 4. Would you rather be really skilled with the lightsaber or be really skilled with the Force?
Lightsaber.
I think that's an interesting one. Question to do.
I think I'd go with Force.
Yeah, I agree with John. I think Force would be a good one.
I think
Emily, Tom?
lightsabers are overrated. I would go with blaster. In my mind, lightsabers are supposed to be a rare thing in the galaxy.
I'm thinking it's hard because it's situational. If I'm in a near-death experience, then I'd probably want a lightsaber. In terms of living the rest of my life, I'd want to use the Force, I think, though.
I'd probably be use the Force as well. I think if you're really skilled with the Force, you don't really need a lightsaber, do you?
Yeah, but it's a lightsaber.
Yeah, but you can always train with it. You can be really bad with it.
Yeah, but you said really skilled with a lightsaber.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, if I use the Force, you can just be really bad with the Force, can't you? Like, we really be skilled with the Force, be really bad with the lightsaber. You're good then. But you're not good, but yeah, you get my point.
No, E11 all the way.
Yeah,
In which
number
case, if he's coming at me with a gun, then I want a lightsaber.
Okay, this one is an interesting one. I'd like to see everyone's thoughts on this one. Would you rather keep Darth Vader's helmet or keep Yoda's lightsaber?
As in, like, the actual person.
No,
As in, like, the actual
Darth Vader's
character.
helmet.
Okay.
Yeah, so like in the Star Wars universe, you see someone's like deal or no deal. You got a choice of a Darth Vader helmet or a Yoda lightsaber. Which one you're nicking, basically.
Well,
I already have Vader's helmet, so I'll go for Yoda's lightsaber.
I mean, well, Vader's helmet's also burnt to a crisp, and I don't really want to be a Kylo Ren, so I'm gonna go little Yoda's lightsaber. Be nice.
I'll not let him hear that. I'll cover his ears.
I would say
think-
Yoda's lightsaber, and then I use it to chop up vegetables with.
I feel like Vader's helmet because you could get more money for it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
would
could
be-
you though? Because I mean, if that's the case, you're dealing with like the Grand Master, like of the Jedi, his like former lightsaber. I feel like that's going to be more money.
I feel like, well, I don't know. I feel like people would know who Darth Vader was more than they would have known who Yoda was.
Yeah.
This is my opinion.
Let's touch the nerve there for Will, isn't it?
No, I mean he's got a very valid point. But I just feel like it's more of a rarity. Everyone's seen Vader walking around on their planet.
Yeah, but having his
Yeah,
helmet though.
What, the burnt to the crisp one?
I mean, you can always redo it. It's fine. Make it look half
if it's
decent.
not, if it's just normal and it's not burnt to a crisp, I'm taking Vader's helmet. But if
Well,
it's burnt to a crisp, then I'm taking the lightsaber.
Yeah, but you don't know where Yoda's lightsaber is. Like Luke's got it, so you're gonna take it off. You can't take it off Luke. You'll
Yeah.
be dead. It'll just kill you.
Well, you didn't
He
say we
offered
had
it to Grogu.
Yeah, you said we had to fight Luke for Yoda's lightsaber. You said, would you rather have it?
It's like saying I gotta fight Vader, so I'd be like, sorry mate, I need that.
That's all right. Before he's about to put the helmet on, you just nick it off Palpatine. Like, see you later, mate. Number 7. Again, I know fanboys answer to this one. Would you rather join the rebellion or fight for the Empire?
Rebel.
Rebels.
Probably Rebel.
Cam, are you debating?
Yeah, I know you can like see it's like, oh, what does he want? But I mean, the Empire's got some really cool stuff.
Someone
But
take
I'm gonna.
the chip out of Cam's head.
Just stay out the Death
I
Star.
mean, technically, as 501st, we should be saying Empire because we became.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I'm
gonna
probably
say
gonna say Empire.
You got to stay off the Death Star, or you'll be fine then.
So why'd you say Rebels, fanboy?
Say again?
So why did you say the Rebellion?
No, it's Empire all the way.
Would you rather be a bounty hunter or be a stormtrooper?
Bounty hunter.
A bounty hunter for sure.
Emily's debating this one.
Skill-wise, I'd want to be a bounty hunter, but those pristine white suits, man, I want one. That's why I say stormtrooper.
That's
See,
fanboy's
exactly.
answer.
I'm a sucker for a nice uniform, so
All you have to do is Emily, I've got a nice uniform, man. I'm sold.
I'm in. Yeah.
Cam's looking really deep in thought there.
Oh no, Stormtrooper all the way.
Oh,
Yeah, Stormtrooper.
Okay,
Ideology aside, Stormtrooper.
number 9. Would you rather kiss a Wookiee or fight a Mandalorian?
Kiss a Wookiee. Because I'd be dead otherwise.
Yeah.
Does the
no,
Wookiee want to be kissed?
What, is it consensual?
Well, because if the Wookiee doesn't want to get kissed, you're probably gonna die in either
True,
situation.
and yeah, it could be one of those like child Mandalorians that that we saw in the first episode of season 3. So.
Oh,
If it
he'd
means
still
I
kill
would get
me.
to meet Pedro Pascal and he would kill me as a Mandalorian, I'd be down for that. So, I'll take the Mandalorian just to meet Pedro.
Well, the kiss the Wookiee part's easy because all you got to do is wait for the appropriate time.
It'll just snap your arm off, though. You got to be a good kisser then, otherwise, if you're not gonna be happy about it, he's gonna just sling you, isn't he? So,
And do you know what? I'm gonna say Fighter Mandalorian. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Rory,
Good luck
what's
to you.
yours?
I'd kiss a Wookiee, you know. But yeah, it's all good. Number 10. Would you rather live on Cloud City or Naboo?
Naboo,
Naboo.
100%.
Naboo.
Naboo.
Yeah, I think everyone's answer is Naboo.
Yeah, Naboo for sure. Cloud City is really cool though. I was playing Battlefront 2, the most recent one on PS4 the other day, and it was on that map, and I was like, you know what, this does look really, really gorgeous. But I mean, like, you can't beat Naboo for the scenery and everything else, and can beat it.
Plus, I'd probably get annoyed with all the Ugnaughts just wandering around. We're like, oh, who's taking my droid? Oh, it's like bloody Ugnaughts again.
Yeah, it's definitely Naboo, because who wouldn't want to take a swag of spotchka and go get drunk with some Gungans? I'm down for that.
Okay, would you rather race a pod racer or drive an AT-AT?
Pod.
I'm going to say Pod Racer.
So I go super fast.
Yeah,
Pod racing
AT-AT.
too, but AT-AT would be cool.
Yep, I'd be one of the troopers in the troop hold in the back.
I think a pod racer for me. I just played way too much of the pod racer game on the 64. So
Oh yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
Took me a while to beat it. Took me
It is
twice as long
hard.
to beat Rogue Squadron too. I gotta hook that thing back up. I ain't played that in a long while.
Right, Rory,
I
before you
agree. It's awesome
continue,
on my Switch.
I've had a very good comment here. Right. This is from someone who is watching. My stepdad. I'll give him a shout out. Well done, Clive. Thanks for joining. He has said, if you take Darth Vader's helmet, do you sound like Darth Vader?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, then yeah, I'm taking that.
Darth Vader, you gotta sound like Darth Vader. Otherwise, he's just some random guy who's got Darth Vader's helmet on. Okay, this is a very serious one now. Like, you need to think about this one. No straight away answer. You need to think about this. Would you rather get rid of Jar Jar Binks or get rid of Chewbacca?
Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar, but I feel bad for saying Jar Jar.
You're evil, man. You're evil. Making us
I-
choose like that.
I didn't write this. I just
you
found
know,
it.
you
So
know.
But Chewie just looks more cuddly. Jar Jar wouldn't be cuddly. He's all like fish kind of skin looking.
I just think Chewbacca's less likely to get you killed.
Yeah, that as well. That's a very valid point.
Cam, what are you going for?
Jar Jar. I feel bad because everyone hates him, but Jar Jar, it's the logical choice.
The safest choice.
What about you, Roro?
I'm gonna third option it, because if you get rid of either one, that changes all the stories in that galaxy far, far away. And I wouldn't want to change any of them. I'm happy with all of the ones that they were told. And I never got that whole folks my generation getting all sideways with Jar Jar, because I weren't never one of them. I never had a problem with them. And I was 31 years old when we got told that. I take them all as stories told to me, were told to us. Yeah, and I've heard different what ifs, and to me, changing the story, I wouldn't want to change them. I'm happy with them the way they are.
It's fine. You can get rid of porgs instead.
Porgs to me are food.
Pork soup.
There you go. You can get rid of the porgs.
Yeah, I did make a Twitter post not long ago about Chewie sitting at that campfire, and I said, this fella had the right idea.
So, would you rather be frozen in carbonite or serve under Darth Vader?
Well, if it means I get to be an Inquisitor, I'm going for serving under Darth Vader.
That sounds more
I'd love
fun
to
than
be-
sitting there for hours long in
Yeah.
carbonite.
But
Have
you
to
got
go
you got
with
you got to bet Hello.
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 You got to bear in mind that Vader hates Inquisitors. So if you do something wrong, you're less likely you're gonna die.
No, just
Probably.
goody two shoes.
It was still
I'm gonna
better
go
than
with
being a
carb.
wall painting.
I want to go with Carbonite just because I need a nap. I need a nap.
I could go with that. Yeah. I need an nap too.
Yeah, suppose you'd be left alone for a while, wouldn't you? No one bother you. So
Yeah, but I mean, it also depends where. If it's just like in a room, and it's like, okay, that's cool. But I don't really want to be like a wall decoration in Jabba's palace.
so that's true. Would you rather fly with Poe or fly with Han?
Han.
Han.
I'm choosing Poe.
Why are
Well,
you choosing
let me-
Poe?
I'll if I could pick anyone, I'm picking Harrison Dita, but I'd pick Poe out of the two of those. I love Poe. I love the sequels in general. I have a real soft spot for a lot of those films. So Han just seems like very. I feel like Poe would be able, like, he'd do like, I don't know, tricks, and it'd be more like a ride or a roller coaster. I think Han would just sit there and be like, "Yeah, you get what you get. But come on, we're going somewhere," and just like not like do anything.
I'd pick Solo, but I want to put it in the period that we still got 10 more years between Solo and A New Hope. What all was he up to in them times? I'd be with him around then. Maybe someday we'll get more stories in that time.
I would love that. I would love I love the Solo film. I'd definitely take a sequel.
Oh, Resistance broadcast folks are trying to get that done. They're running that hashtag around still.
Yeah, make Solo 2 happen. Definitely. I'm on board with it.
I'll be interested in that.
Cam?
Okay.
Where are you going for?
Okay. I'm still
I-
thinking. I always forget.
I'm
Cam was
gonna-
like, you get so quiet
Yeah.
thinking.
No, I'm gonna agree with Jonah. I think Poe would be way more fun, like flying around in the X-wing and doing all that awesome stuff that he can do. I think I'd have way more fun with that.
Well, all you guys picked TIE fighters anyway. So me and Emily, we know what it's like in the next wing. It's fine.
Okay. Would you rather tick off a single Sith or tick off a whole Jedi Council?
I feel like the Jedi Council isn't going to come after you. A Sith will. What? It depends on what you did, because the Jedi could hate you but not want to destroy you. But I feel like a Sith would just be like, no, I'm just going to kill you.
Yeah, because you could do like a small thing to annoy a Sith, and that's it. You're gone. Whereas the Jedi Council would be like, no, you did something bad. Don't do it again. But they'll just they just wouldn't trust you to do anything.
I reckon council.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather annoy the Jedi Council because they won't give you a harsh punishment. All you do is probably get expelled from the Jedi Order, and really you're probably doing yourself a favor because later on you might get killed by Anakin. So
Yeah, they're only going to end up getting in their own way and getting wiped out anyway. So
I'd say Sith, and then I'd run to the Jedi Council and plead for them to protect me.
That's a good answer. I'm going with the same as that.
but what if they don't help you?
Then I'd tip them off too. then I have double whammy.
I mean, they mustn't be very good Jedi's if you're literally like, help, there is a Sith Lord trying to kill me, and they're like, that's right.
Well, it basically happened with Qui-Gon, wasn't it? Like, if you what told us was true, kind of thing. Like, just go sort it out, and then what happened to Qui-Gon?
What was your answer, Cam?
So yeah, no, I'd rather take off the Jedi Council for sure. Way more forgiving.
Sensible.
Got 4 more questions. Would you rather? So these are. I suppose some of them are interesting, some are all right. Would you rather be in debt to the Hurts or steal from the Empire?
Steal from the Empire. I feel like we've
Yeah.
seen it all too many
I'm
times to
agreeing.
be able to get away with that. So I think definitely it's Steal from the Empire.
Yeah, I'm saying still from the Empire.
100%.
Yeah, still from the Empire.
Cassian Andor showed us how to do it.
Yeah.
So what are you going for, Rural? Considering you're an Empire guy.
Yeah, I'd be taken from him.
They got the money, didn't they? So
True.
would you rather invite R2D2 to your party or invite C3PO to your birthday party?
R2D2.
I'm going 3PO.
R2 can serve the drinks.
Yeah, it's got that little holder that you put on him.
Yeah.
I just feel like C3PO would just be like, shouldn't be drinking that much. You need to be careful. Just ruin your mood.
You can't have
But
that
he
many
can translate
drinks.
for you. Like if you get super plastered, he can help you. I feel like C3PO would be more helpful
Just take you
if
home,
you're
yeah.
drunk. Yeah. I feel like R2 would be the one like let's just draw on this guy's face.
Yeah.
I could agree. with
Even
that.
if you fall over, if you fall over, R2 will be like, just leave him. He'll find his way home.
Yeah.
Okay, another one. This is: would you rather have Han Solo as your co-pilot or Chewbacca?
Chewbacca.
Chewie. It's got to
Yeah,
be Chewie.
Chewbacca.
Han Solo.
Fanboy?
I want the Wookiee.
Wookiee wins that round.
What about you, Rory?
Yeah, I go Chewie. I think Han wouldn't listen to what you're saying. He'll just do his own
Yeah.
thing. Where with Chewie, you have a better relationship. You'd be able to talk it out.
Mm-hmm.
Han will just blame you for everything, even though it's clearly his fault. Okay, you've got two more here. This one, Jonah, this would be like the interesting one for you. Would you rather have R2D2 as your sidekick or BB-8 as your sidekick?
Ooh, that is a good one. I feel like BB-8's a bit more portable in today's world. R2 is massive. Like I feel like BB-8's easier to take. So it's like you could put BB-8 in like the back of the car and just be like, "Come on, we're going." Where I think R2's like this big cumbersome fella, but he's got the better experience. But I think I might go with BB-8.
I'm gonna go with R2 because he's got those little jet thrusters, so you can go for little like flights with him.
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot that. That's a good point, actually.
Yeah, I've always had a thing for R series astromechs. The BB-8 was neat and all, but maybe an R3 for me. The clear dome.
Emily?
I'm going to jump on the back of R2's legs and ride him like in Lego Star Wars.
Cam?
I feel like BB-8. I feel like he's just kind of cute and he'd be fun to have around.
Rory?
R2. I think I loved R2 too much, but I think you'll have a more reliable sidekick with BB-8 because R2 would probably screw you over at some point if you annoy him. He's got a massive trust issue, isn't he, after Anakin? So if you wouldn't be able to go to the toilet alone without him near the door, would you? Give me 5 minutes.
He's saying he's like a cat.
It's upset. He wouldn't leave you alone, would he? He's like, I'll be 5 minutes, R2. Just stay there.
Right, can I add to that one then? R2 or Chopper?
R2.
No, or BD1.
Or
Or BD1.
Oh, BB-1's a good one.
Or R5. I'm gonna if it's one of those ones, I've got to say Chopper. I think I think he's a right laugh.
He's worse than R2, so he will screw
Yeah.
you over like
Chopper would get you
no
killed.
time.
He is worse.
Chopper would get you killed and laugh about it.
If humans and like if droids ruled the galaxy, that he would sell you with no hesitation. Like, not for me.
There's one. Do you reckon we're going to see that chopper that they showed last year at Celebration? Do you reckon he's going to be there this year?
I
The
hope so.
Ahsoka series.
I hope
Hope
so.
so.
Imagine it's because he came out with Rosario for the last celebration. I imagine he's obviously got a poignant part in the show. We've seen obviously Hera is in the series, so I'd imagine he's definitely going to show up somewhere at some point. So it'll be exciting.
Who do you think will win in a fight between Chopper and R2?
Oh,
Chopper.
Chopper, he plays dirty.
Chopper.
Chopper
He
would
fights
fight
dirty.
yeah, exactly. Fight
I
dirty.
don't know. I think R2's got deep down inside him that will
Yeah.
to win.
He's like
If it-
Rocky,
if
isn't
it-
he?
If it was to protect like Leia or Luke or someone, I think R2 would win.
Yeah, it'd be a good fight.
That's the
I-
next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Astromech fighting.
Don't need them YouTube stars to get the droids fighting. Okay, last one. Would you rather have Darth Vader on your side in a fight or Yoda in a fight? So which one would you rather have on your side?
Yoda.
Which like age of Darth Vader?
Mm.
Is it him just turned from Anakin or is it later on? No.
Okay, let's do it as Prime Yoda, Prime Vader.
Yoda.
Prime Vader.
I'm taking Vader too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Vader.
Vader.
Oh, I'm outnumbered this one.
hmm
See, in my opinion, if you've got a Prime Yoda against Prime Vader, Vader has way too many weaknesses, that people can exploit. One hit on the chest and he's in trouble.
You could also
Yeah.
say that Yoda has weaknesses though because he's too morally good, which may stop him from finishing the job, so to speak.
Yeah, he's just gonna try to talk it out at first.
Yeah. So it's like both have got their strengths and weaknesses, so it's hard.
I do think Vader though, because he ain't got that much that attachment as he did with Obi-Wan to Yoda. I don't think Yoda would talk Vader out. I think Vader would just go all in on it. He wouldn't listen to Yoda.
Yeah.
You couldn't keep your eyes on Yoda. He just hopped about like a wee green frog everywhere, and you'd be doing that lightsaber. You didn't know where he was going. At least with Vader, you can see in front of you flashing left and right.
See, that's the thing. Exactly. If Yoda's protecting you, and they're just going to be like, what? I'm not going to see him. It's just going to be a green flash, especially Prime Yoda as well.
Seeing him massacre all those clones, though, that's
I mean,
ooh, yeah. You know that if he wants to go hard, he will.
especially when he threw it.
Well, then again, you could argue that Vader would do the same because he didn't hesitate killing these younglings. So I think he'd go to he would do anything to.
Yeah, but
to
that
eat.
was like Anakin though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he would still find a way to, like Yoda will find a way out of it, like find a way not to go to violence, whereas Vader is just all out violence and he won't hesitate anything.
But then because of his mechanical limbs and his breathing system, it makes him very much more vulnerable.
But he's literally trained himself to fight in that suit, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, but if you get behind him,
Yeah, Vader wouldn't let Yoda go behind him, I don't think.
this guy is bouncing around all over the shop.
But the thing is, if you just put your back to a wall, where's he going to jump behind you?
This is- I
There's
like
only there's only one way to settle this. Rory and Will, one of you dress up as Vader, one dress up as Yoda. We'll see who wins. Yeah.
this. Well, technically, Rory's got to be Yoda because of the height. So
I can wear No, like I think the only way to settle it is on Star Wars Battlefront. You be Yoda, I'll be Vader, and then
Right, let's do it. Come on, let's
That's
go.
actually a really good way to do it.
All right,
I don't know,
that's the
dressing
plan.
up sounded more fun and humiliating her.
yeah, because of my height, Emily.
No!
Oh, true. Now she turned on me.
I mean, you've even literally said it on the show. I'm too small for. You said I am too small for to be a Vader.
Yeah, well, I can be a Vader is had like a whole of his body cut off, so I had to like be a certain height.
Ewok or a Jawa? Who's winning?
Does the Jawa have weapons?
Ewok, I would say.
Ion Blaster.
Yes.
I think Jawas will win.
Yeah, I think Jawas.
I think an Ewok might take it. I have my big Ewok vintage backpack. I think this adorable face packs a bigger punch than it may look.
Yeah, don't fall for the adorable face. They can really pack a punch.
Is that Ewok? Is that Ewok hunt on Battlefront 2? Has anybody played that? That's like
Yes.
scary.
That is terrifying.
I'm there like, don't hurt me.
It's so terrifying in the dark, and these wee things just coming at you like a zeta.
And you can't even see him, so like, I'm just screaming. Like, I don't know where to go. It's terrifying.
I'm just looking for the little like fireflies bouncing around and being like, okay, there's someone over there.
It's dangerous game playing that Ewok cunt. Now, do you think they should do a Battlefront 3?
100%. 100%.
If it's EA doing it, I don't know.
It was so annoying because it got so good towards the end, Battlefront 2, and it got so many players, and they had great stuff planned. I mean, like, Ahsoka and Ventress were on the cusp of coming out. Like, they were pretty much, from what we
were
heard, they were pretty much done, and they were meant to be released very soon, and then EA pulled the plug, and they had plans for more maps and more prequel content and everything else. So usually they were doing like double packs at the time. It would be like 2 characters, like a good and a bad guy. Like that was the next pack to come out, was Ahsoka and Ventress. And they had so many players, and it just, I mean, the initial launch was probably one of the messiest video game launches, not even just for Star Wars, but ever, in terms of that whole buying situation and having to pay money and getting the crates, and it was just a hot mess. But what it turned into in the end, I thought it was absolutely amazing, and I really wish that I wish they would have took what was so good about Battlefront 2 at the very end, and then just scrapped all the in-game sort of progress stuff and just made a brand new Battlefront 3. But then the original Battlefront 3 sounded amazing too, the one that was like way back in the old days, like the original Battlefront 1 and 2, and the third version for that was all leaked as well about what was going to contain in that, and it sounded fantastic too. So I think Battlefront 3 is just like completely cursed. I don't think there'll ever be Battlefront 3. If they ever reboot it again, there'll never be a third one. Everyone never comes out.
I just think they need an option where they can just have all like as many Sith and many Jedi, and just have an all-out war. That'd be awesome.
I think it's just one of those. It's like, for me, they just need more characters. Like, you know, as soon as you get onto a game of like heroes versus villains or something, it's like 3, 2, 1, boom. Oh, okay. I've got to be. I've got to be this person now, you know.
I think you should get to vote at the start what team you want to be. Because like I load in, I'm like, oh, I'm a droid. For goodness sake, I want to be a clone trooper. Like, at least let me vote or something.
They should play the co-op mode, Emily. That's my favorite these days. If I ever go to play Battlefront 2 anymore, it's always that co-op mode, and it's just instantly, like you say, because I hate being the droids when I want to do good prequel content, and then I can just go in and hop into the co-ops. Obviously, when it's 4 people, it's not as exciting as the big assault maps or anything, but
yeah,
it's much easier that way. Because I was exactly hate being a droid.
I played the single player like once or twice a week. I'll just like play a couple like matches against the AI because I can't go online. I'm past the point of being able to play online and just not get totally wrecked, but I'll play it, and it's even like it's kind of fun because like I'll turn it on, and then my son sees it, and he calls it the daddy game because like he he still doesn't. I don't think he understands that clone troopers are like from this whole different universe. He just uses it's like, oh, that's what Dad dresses as.
Yeah.
Aw.
So he gets like super into it. But no, there's just something about walking around as a clone, like a clone commando in that game and just making a mess.
Well, if you're hunting for an answer to whether or not there could be a Battlefront 3, I can think of somebody you can ask that's a friend to making Star Wars who deals with video game stuff. He was on a stream Friday with Jason, and he's over in the UK with you fine folks. His name is Azatru. AZZTRU. He's got a Star Wars YouTube games channel. And he can get scoops on what's going on behind the scenes. He's been following what's going on with Survivor. So if you're wondering about a Battlefront 3, I would suggest take them questions and ask him. He might be able to turn you up an answer.
We'll have to do that. We'll have to get him on the show and
Yep,
give us the
tell him-
answers.
Tell him I
Tell
sent
us what we want.
I'm very excited for Jedi Survivor, though. I'm very excited.
Yep, give Azatru a look. Tell him I sent you over.
We will
You guys
do that.
looking forward to Jedi Survivor?
Yeah.
Big time. The first game was so hard though. I'm gonna have to play it on easy mode because that first initial game I literally had to play it in the easiest mode and I just followed my way through it because it was so difficult. But I am excited. It looks incredible. The updated gameplay and combat and everything else looks phenomenal. And it's just exciting to see where they're going to take the story next. I wasn't a big fan of the story when it initially came out. I thought it was like another thing we'd sort of seen before with, somebody after the Empire, after Order 66, becoming a Jedi and trying to find a way and everything else. I was like, well, that's a quite prominent story, but they've taken it in a really, really fun direction. So I'm excited to see where it's going to go. And obviously Cal's such a great character. So, and I love the costumes upgrade they're doing where you can sort of make him look like Han Solo and stuff this time. I think that's class. So it'll be a great game, no doubt. But I'm gonna have to wait and buy like a PS5 now because I still have my PS4 and I'm like gonna have to fork out the money.
Do you think we're gonna see him in live action at some point?
I
Or
hope so.
do you?
I don't
think
know.
Go on, Jonah.
I think I was talking about this to a friend the other day, and I think they're on. No, they haven't done it yet, but I do have a concern that they're going to go the path of what Starkiller ended up going, from the Force Unleashed games, where Starkiller was just immensely overpowered, obviously because it's a video game, so they want to make it as exciting and as enjoyable to play as possible. But I think with this new game, especially, Cal's had major upgrades, and of course it looks sick. You want to play it because it looks amazing and all these amazing features. But then to bring that into live action might be a little bit trickier because of just how the story works in Star Wars live action. But I mean, like, he's perfect to be straight into live action as of right now, and I'm surprised they haven't done it as of yet. I mean, this second game is set at the same time as the Obi-Wan Kenobi show takes place. It's in the exact same time period, so you would have thought there could have been some form of crossover there, especially with the heavy sort of new interest in the Ahsoka show and with Rebels. And him and Ezra have a sort of similar storyline vibe, so they're very similar characters. So my guess is Ezra's coming into live action, and that's going to sort of take the place of what Cal's story is similar. So maybe he'll stay, or maybe he just has no interest in coming into live action. His name's escaping me now, but the fellow who plays him just wants to keep it in video games, and he's reluctant to bring it over. You never know. These things that go on behind the scenes are sometimes things you don't even think about, and he doesn't have the time. It's not something he's not interested in, vice versa. You just never know. But I think everybody would be very excited if it was to happen.
Cameron, that's his name.
Cameron, well done.
I was thinking, I was like, what is it? Oh, there we go.
I just kept thinking Cal Kestis with C for Cameron.
I just can't believe, like, when I look at him, I just think of like Drake and Josh, all that stuff. Like I think he's in Malcolm in the Middle as well. I think, and I just can't see. Every time I see him, I just can't unsee that.
Was he in Drake and Josh?
Yeah.
I do not remember that. I'll have to look that up.
Who
was he?
he was some I don't know who he was, but he was some kid. Like I think he was trying to help Drake with some girl. Like most of the storyline is that Drake with a girl, so I think it's something to do with that. But I do remember him being in it.
See, I just remember it more from Gotham.
Yeah, because he's the.
I've not
Joker,
seen Gotham.
isn't he?
He's like the Joker sort of thing, so you know, it's quite a very interesting character that he's taken on. But I think Cameron's great as Cal. You know, obviously he was there and he did the reveal of Cal's lightsaber at Galaxy's Edge and all that. So I feel like it's something that he definitely might be, doing in the future.
He's a guest I'd want at Celebration, to be honest.
True.
He was at my local Comic-Con in Northern Ireland actually a few months back, and I'm just so raging I was so close to getting a photo with him. He was just meters away from me, and he was only flipping 40 quid for a photo, like compared to some of these celebrations prices. Like he was only £40 to meet and get a photo with, so he was really, really cheap. But I'm raging I didn't go and get a photo with him.
Yeah.
I was my first con dressing up in cosplay and stuff, and I just like completely forgot to get a ticket, and I was just so inebriated and scared about like going in cosplay that I just completely forgot about it. And then the day arrived, and I walk into the flipping convention center, and there he is, just standing there, and I'm like, I could have got a ticket for that, and I didn't.
It's always the way, isn't it? You go
He
there
sold
and
out.
it's
He
like,
sold out very, very quickly. But
Right, do we have some Troopers of the Week?
As always.
All right. Take it away, guys. Who wants to go first?
Emily, you go first. You were nodding your head
That's
first. You go.
My Trooper of the Week. I mean, it's hard to know whether you've done these troopers before, but I'm going to guess. It kind of links to when I did my episode with you guys. You said about the artist, I think his name's Jake, possibly? The one that does the, like, medieval troopers and stuff.
I can't remember.
Yeah, no. I think he was my Trooper of the Week because it was like
Maybe it was yours,
he'd
yeah.
done designs for like clone troopers as if they were from like Lord of the Rings or something.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So I said on the episode that there was I swear there was a clone trooper cosplayer that had already done taken his design and done it. So his name is Hydro Wolf. He is a French cosplayer and he does a medieval wolf from Clone Wars, which is pretty cool. So he's my Trooper of the Week.
That's pretty snazzy. Jonah, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go next. My Trooper of the Week is just my good friend Caleb, but he lives over in Australia, and he does a really amazing TikTok content, and he does really, really good skits. And he has a sort of series going on at the minute about presentations and sort of taking the piss a wee bit out of Star Wars and stuff. But he does these amazing Dave Filoni skits about how fans have these sort of qualms with Dave Filoni and how he kills off all these characters and everything else. And I was recently in one, and he's a very, very creative fella, like, so he's a really great TikToker, so just give a shout out. He's called Indie Yoda is his sort of handle, but his name's Caleb, and he's a great little TikToker over in Australia, so that's my shout out for the week.
Nice. Cam?
My Trooper of the Week is I actually met him the first time I did my clone cosplay in the Salt Lake City Comic-Con, but he so on Instagram his name is CT Grievous 7. Just a super cool guy. He's done a custom 501st phase 2 clone, but he's done it custom to like a medic because he's a paramedic in real life. So it's just like he's done it like close to like what he is in real life, and it's just really cool. He's a super awesome guy. I've only met him once, but we try to keep in contact at least as often as we can, and he's just a great dude, and I think that he deserves to get out there more because he's on Instagram way more than I am too. So
Nice. Rural? Have you got a Trooper of the Week for us, buddy?
Let me see here. I'm gonna go. These will be a back-to-backers. Is two cousins, also UK based, and have a short little YouTube channel that are working their way through collecting original Kenner Star Wars.
Oh wow.
They go by A Long Time Ago, and they're also in my playlist. Yeah, those would be my two.
Nice. Rory?
So this is a truth of the week. It's just took the mick out of chapter 8 of Mandalorian. So obviously he's got his sink filled with water. He's knocked Mando in the water, knocked Bo-Katan in the water, and he's just had Grogu just standing there waiting for him. I don't know if you can see it, but hang on. Hang on. You can't see it, but I'll send it to you. I don't know why it made me laugh, but it did. So, yeah, he's my truth for the week just for making me laugh.
That's a bit like my guy. He made me laugh because it took me like a couple of seconds to realize what he had done. So he starts off with his video, and it says Star Wars celebration moments that altered my brain chemistry. And then the first picture it says Dad and I meeting Boba Fett. So it's a picture with him and his dad meeting Ten. And then the next picture is Dad and I meeting Jango Fett. Dad and I meeting Commander Cody. Dad and I meeting Captain Rex. Dad and I meeting Commander Bly. Dad and I meeting Fives. Dad and I meeting Hunter. And it's just the same picture.
Over and over.
And it just took me a little while because I looked at it. I was like, oh. So, yeah, that really tickled me. So his name is Jedi Alexander. So
I think I actually seen that myself, and I think I did the exact same thing. I was like, the photo's just not changing. Am I missing something here? And I was like, oh.
You thought the video was broken.
I
I paused it.
I literally swiped up and down to see if it was like glitched or something. I was like, oh, I'm such an idiot. Like,
yeah, just there, like, what's going on? It's the same picture. So yeah, that really tickled me. So that's my truth of the week.
And
Requesting permission to make a quick little RFB listener recommendation segment, if I may.
Sure, go ahead.
Alrighty. Since everybody here is in various forms of costuming and cosplay, because they are two very different things. When you get into costuming, then it gets more heavier into screen accurate details and whatnot. So if you're up for some listening, I would recommend look up a show that goes by the name of Armor Party, done by a fellow that lives up in northern Michigan. And he's only maybe 20 or so episodes in, and some of them tend to be a little bit on the longer side, but there are not many pods out there that do deal with costuming. I can only find 3, and I would definitely recommend his. And he's talked with quite a few really interesting folks, including Paul Lee, who played Carson Tava, Frank Ippolito, who Lucasfilm hires quite a bit and has worked on stuff from Rogue One to everything that's on Disney Plus. You would know him as the Mon Cala on Trask that's watching the Razor Crest come down through the atmosphere. That was Frank. He spins some tales about what him and his costuming shop out in California get into when Lucasfilm hires him. Some fantastic stuff. He's talked with the current 501st Legion commanding officer a couple times. Every episode he's got on there. He talked with Chris Bartlett, who's all of the different droids that we see, and he's Anthony Daniels' official second for whenever he goes and puts 3PO down eventually. Chris will be the next new 3PO. He's also a founder of the Southern California Garrison. He has a fantastic website that shows you all about, if you're going to look for some listening where costuming, look up Armor Party. fantastic stuff.
It just rings a bell.
His name is Mike Forrester, and you'll find him on Instagram. He goes under Hondo, yeah, like that Hondo Supply. Really, really nice fella.
Cool. I've also got to give a shout out to him because we had a little bit of a difficulty getting the cover art done, and we know we got it done so late. But I got to give a shout out to my friend Ants. He does all our covers. He edits them. He literally put our cover that I absolutely love. He done it within like 15 minutes last night. He just come in, done it, 15 minutes, and I'm just, I gotta give him a shout out because, we wouldn't have this awesome cover and we wouldn't be able to promote like our special episodes that we do with you guys without him. So
Yeah, I seen it in the Discord right before you punched the live button. Yeah, that's been pretty snazzy stuff.
Yeah. So
Yeah, fair play to him. I couldn't do that. It'll take me like 2 months to do that. What he did. That's me being generous. But I think I just want to say thank you to all of you, like taking the time, coming, joining this. Obviously, you've been great guests again as always, and
Always here to support friends.
and long this may continue this podcast.
yeah, and
Totally. Thanks for having me on, guys.
We are definitely going to have you guys on again at some point. Emily, Jonah, we're going to see you guys at Celebration. We'll definitely meet up and see you guys there because you guys you're part of the podcast now. So
I expect to see something from you guys meeting up.
yes.
Yeah, I
Cam,
have
thanks
an
for-
Instagram too, but I don't know why because I don't really do much in it. If you're hunting for me, I'm easy found in the Twitterverse.
Yeah, so thank Cam, Rural. I know you guys coming from across the Atlantic. Thank you for coming on. It's mornings and
Yeah, of course.
it's different time zones with us, but it really means a lot you guys coming and joining us. So thank you.
Grateful to be
Thanks
here.
for having us.
All right, so I think that wraps up our wonderful 50th episode.
Here's the 50 more.
It's the 50 more. We've got a lot more to do, a lot more Star Wars to enjoy talking about. So yeah, thank you guys for listening and watching. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we will see you guys very soon.
May the force be with all of you.
Before we go, I want everyone have to give their favorite quote before we leave. So we'll start with you, Emily.
That was fun.
No pressure.
I'm gonna change it into my own quote. Misa, go get a takeaway now.
Jonah.
I think. I mean, Yoda's is always very classic, but there's a super quote that I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, and now I can't remember it, but it basically goes like, today is a new beginning and a new start. And I always love that quote where it's, no matter what happens, tomorrow is always a new day and you can always change everything around. So I always love that quote from Ahsoka. It's something along those lines. It's like, today is a new beginning and a new start or something. Fake fan, can't even remember a quote, but it's something like that.
Cam.
Oh my gosh. There's so many. I don't even know where to start. I think maybe honestly this one, just because it's a little bit more, this is a more personal one with, I mean, what's been going on in my life and at my job recently, but honestly, just what Yoda says to Luke, do or do not, there is no try.
Definitely.
Yep.
Very good one.
Rural.
You know what it is. Long live the Empire.
Rory.
See, this is one that obviously relates to me as well. It's an Anakin Skywalker quote. Sometimes we must let go of our pride and do what's requested of us.
Mm-hmm. Good one.
Okay.
And now you will.
I'm gonna sort of go down more towards Emily's route on this one. Diwanawanga.
No, you got to twist it to your own personal use.
I don't know how I can twist that one.
Like, wonga, gonna go now. Bye.
Diwanawanga go eat.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you
So-
so much, guys.
Yippers.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much for having us on. Congratulations on 50 episodes, guys.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Bye.
Till the next.